Hey, welcome.
Hey, welcome to the Holiday Food and Wine Pairing live stream presented by Anolon and Kendall-Jackson. We're going to be live streaming and covering meals from Thanksgiving to New Year's Eve.
We're coming to you live here from the Kendall-Jackson Wine Estates and Gardens in beautiful Sonoma County in the heart of the Russian River Valley.
So my name is Irvin Lin. I am the Anolon food blogging partner and holiday hosting guide. My blog is Eat the Love, and you can follow me on all the social media channels at Eat the Love.
And my name is Pedro Rusk. I'm a wine educator here at Kendall-Jackson, and you can follow me along on our social medias at kendalljackson.com. All right.
All right, so let's start off here with the Thanksgiving appetizer that we're doing.
That looks delicious.
Yeah. So this is a Thanksgiving turkey meatball with a cranberry barbecue sauce. And the thing with Thanksgiving is most people don't do appetizers. No. They usually just come in, you have the big turkey and the side dishes and blah, blah, blah.
The huge, gigantic meal.
The huge meal. But what's great about making an appetizer for Thanksgiving is that you can sort of give people a little nibble while you're in the kitchen finishing up your last minute
plating
prep and doing everything like that.
Yep.
So what I did here is I made a meatball of turkey with a little bit of cranberry.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a teaser for what the actual menu is going to be coming up next. And what's great about it is that you can prep everything ahead of time, and the recipe is super easy, so you can actually double it or triple it if you have a large crowd.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's awesome.
Prepping ahead of time is always key, so that way you can be focused in the back, getting everything done.
Absolutely.
So with this one, this is a really great pairing, and with turkey, and we'll talk about this a little later, turkey and Pinot Noir are almost best friends.
Okay.
I mean, they are really, really close. If you think about turkey, the meat is pretty lean, right? White meat, a little lean, not a lot of fat.
Yeah.
So we don't want something that's huge and big. We want something a little softer. So too much tannin is gonna just pull everything off your palate. It's not gonna show that turkey off real well. So a little tannin and some body is going to work out really well with turkey kind of across the board. Now, with that cranberry that's in there, that bright fruit and that bright acid, with that texture and the body that Pinot Noir offers, they're going to really play well with one another. So our Grand Reserve Pinot Noir in this instance is definitely going to be the wine to go for. So Pinot Noir.
Great.
Yeah.
So our next, this is the main course right here.
Ooh, look at that. Yeah. That's beautiful.
That does look really great.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we've got the main course, obviously, it's the turkey. And what we've done here is we've done a roasted turkey with an herbes de Provence blend rub on it. And we also have a wild mushroom stuffing with leeks and a sourdough bread. And then we also have the green bean casserole, which is actually a little bit of a twist on the classic green bean casserole. I'm doing it vegan style here, which is kind of a little funky sounding, but it's vegan, it's paleo friendly, and it's also gluten free, grain free.
You can have any one of your friends
have
over,
that
and everyone's
problematic
gonna be able to
friend
eat
that
it.
you have.
Yes.
You can be like, come on over, I've got something for you to eat.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
So I love this green bean casserole because as somebody who actually eats a lot of meat, I find this one works even better than my normal green bean casserole, which has cream and dairy and stuff. It's a little bit lighter. The cashew that I use I use a cashew cream.
Okay.
It's a little bit nutty, and it's also, it lets the green bean vegetable shine through a little bit. So it's a little bit brighter, a little bit like more vegetable-y.
It's not as weighted down as cream can be.
Yeah, there's already so many like weighted, dishes that you're gonna have.
Exactly.
In the meal. And then with the sourdough stuffing right there, I use mushrooms, a wild mushroom blend.
Okay.
I recommend using both fresh mushrooms and also dehydrated mushrooms. And what you can do is you can soak the dehydrated mushrooms in water to hydrate them out.
Okay.
And then just chop them up like you normally do with mushrooms, regular mushrooms, and save that stock that you've made. You've basically made mushroom stock.
Mushroom water,
yeah,
essentially.
mushroom
right.
water, yeah.
Umami water.
Yeah, and basically you're adding more umami into the stock itself.
Nice.
And if you want to mix it up, you can also use vegetable stock instead of chicken stock to moisten it, so you can make a vegetarian.
So there's a lot of almost veggie options.
There is a lot of options. Yeah, if you just pull off that, turkey right there, that's a vegetarian thing right there.
So when you mentioned the herbs, did you rub the herbs on the outside? Do you do the classic trick where you put a little bit of herbs on the inside of the skin as well?
I do, yeah. So with the herb itself, herbes de Provence is a great blend of like rosemary and savory and marjoram and thyme and all the great flavors that you would associate with the holidays. It's already blended up and it's dry, so you can just rub it all over the turkey itself. And I usually try to stick a little bit underneath the skin so you can get the meat as well, have a little bit of the flavor. And then I roast it upside down. So the breast itself gets a little bit of the self-basting, so you don't have to constantly be opening the oven, basting it, and blah, blah, blah. After about halfway through, you turn the turkey over, and that sort of plumps up the breast as well, so you've got a nice presentation turkey.
Nice.
But doing it in the beginning, starting off with the breast down, not only do you have a nice moist breast, but you give a little more heat in the beginning to the thigh and the leg, so they get a jump start of the cooking.
Nice. So that would be chef tip number 1 for anyone that hasn't noticed that before, but that's a common trick I've heard with many different chefs. It's very
awesome.
cool. So with this, with the herbs of Provence that we talked about and some of that cashew and different things that are going on with this, we chose to go with the Chardonnay, which is a little bit different. Chardonnay has a little bit of body and some texture to it. So it's definitely going to work with the turkey, but with the cashew, you got a little bit lighter of a weight. So here we have a Chardonnay that's barrel fermented. And so with a barrel fermentation, you can get a little more body and some texture in the wine. So this wine has a little more weight. It's a little heavier than the Pinot Noir. Most people don't think about having Pinot Noir or Chardonnay after Pinot Noir, excuse me. And actually, interestingly enough, in Burgundy, where these two grapes come from, they drink Chardonnay after Pinot because it's higher in acid.
I did not know that.
The acid that's in this is also going to cut through some of that fat and some of the richness that's here in our stuffing as well, and that's going to help out the pairing. So it's really kind of key. So it's going to work out perfect.
That's great.
Yeah. Wow, look at this. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so this is the classic pumpkin pie, but I've given it a little bit of a twist. So the crust itself has a little bit of rosemary in it, fresh rosemary.
Nice.
And then the actual pie filling itself has a little bit of caramel in it as well. So what's great about it is the savory notes in the crust. Like, people don't think about putting flavor in the crust itself. Usually with pie,
that's something I don't think about.
Yeah, well, usually with pie, it's sort of like it's all about the filling and it's all about the custard that you do. But I like adding a little bit. I want everything in the pie to have flavor and to work with each other. So I add a little savory. It has a nice little savory note with the rosemary. It feels really Christmassy, or I'm sorry, Thanksgiving-y and holiday-ish when you taste it. And it's super easy to make. It's if you make your own crust. It's not that hard. One thing I also recommend is to use pumpkin puree, actual puree itself, not the pie filling. Yeah, because sometimes people will buy the pumpkin pie filling in the can. It has this weird chemically taste to it, a little like metallic.
Tastes like the can.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So if you just use it and add your own spices to it, so it's good to go.
So just a random little question. When you're putting the rosemary in there, do you mince that up really fine, like microscopic, so it doesn't really come across the pie?
It doesn't have to be super microscopic.
But pretty small.
Yeah, I try to chop it up.
Because I don't notice any of it in there, but I'm imagining because the oils are going to release and bake in, and the flavor's definitely going to.
And you don't want to use too much as well, just enough.
Just a little.
Make it too much, it tastes a little dirty or a little. You want like the earthiness of it, but not to overpower.
Not to overpower.
Yeah, but it plays really well with the earthiness of the pumpkin as well.
So this is kind of really fun because you're talking about adding some savory notes to something that we normally would think of as sweet. And so this is actually a really great pairing tip for anyone that's ever doing desserts. You don't want your dessert to be sweeter than your dessert wine. Sweet on sweet is not so good. It's too much. It overpowers things. It gets cloying on your tongue. Doesn't know what to do. So with a little savory element in this, and then pumpkin is a roasted squash.
Yeah.
Right? So there is some sugar that's in there, but it has an earthy tone inherently with it. So we chose a late harvest Riesling to pair with this wine. Riesling on its own is a very floral grape varietal and has a tremendous amount of natural acid in it. The floral tones mixed with that savory component and that squash are going to work together incredibly well. The natural acid will also clean off any of that richness that's on the wine.
Yeah.
Very cool. Give it a little try.
All right, I will.
Can't wait to get into that pie.
Nice.
Nice.
That's great. Yeah, that'll totally go well with pie.
Definitely.
Awesome. So I have a quick question.
Please.
If I were to take this menu and serve just one wine with it as opposed to coursing it out with different individual wines, what wine would you suggest?
So with the first courses, definitely I would say that Pinot Noir is going to be your go-to wine. Turkey and Pinot Noir are really good friends. They're going to be one of your go-to wines incredibly when you're going any Thanksgiving dinner, friends' houses, things of that nature, or just turkey sandwiches later on with leftovers. Yeah. But because of the body and the texture of the wine, the acid that's there and the tannin, it's really kind of the no-brainer go-to for sure.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Awesome.
So if you have any questions or anything about the recipes or any of the wines that you saw us pouring tonight, please submit them to Anolon or KJ on Facebook and use the hashtag Holiday Hosting. Please remember to follow us at Anolon and at KJ Wines.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
so
all
much.
for showing up.
Happy
Good night.
holidays.
Cheers.
Yeah,
cheers.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we can get the popcorn. Yeah, I know, exactly.